Welcome to the Franchising 360 Show, the only show that takes you inside the world of franchising, with hosts Tim Parmeter and Danielle Wright.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show, brought to you by Fran Coach. I am Tim Parmeter, and with me, as always, is Danielle Wright.
Yep, that's me. Hi.
Danielle and I are here on the Franchising 360 Show to educate you on all aspects of franchise ownership. We are going to talk about ways to look to become a franchise owner. What's the best one? How do you know what's the best one? But we got tons of other things we're going to share with you on this show from an operations support. We're going to get into even a little bit of that tonight with this. And then coming soon, a whole segment several segments on becoming a franchisor, which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, it's like
a whole series. We really actually did well. We planned, people. We planned.
I mean, we haven't actually seen them aired yet, but it's going to be...
It's going to be great.
Sure, it'll be fine. So, and today we do have a guest joining us, which is always fun.
Yes, I love that you leave it open as, hey, it's always fun. Okay.
Yes, it is. What also is fun is what we all really come here for every single week.
We all? You and me?
Yeah.
Me and you?
Just us.
Just us.
Just us. Is the Danielle's franchise fun fact. So Danielle.
Yeah, okay. Let's get into that. Ready? The question of the day for the fun fact. This sector has homeowners spending on average $3,000 a year, provides for service for like $10 million worth of business, and could be called recession resistant. What is it?
So the homeowner is spending $3,000 a year?
Yep.
That feels like it's some big significant home renovation thing.
Could be, right? Yeah, keep going.
Ooh. Is it inside? Is it outside?
Outside.
Outside. Oh, that's got to be like landscaping then, right?
Nope. Yay, I got to say no. I love when I get to say no to you. It's so great. I've only got it's all no's, and then I got a yes, and then that wasn't very fun.
I gotta steal your cards before we come on. So I know
you should really work at that.
So
do you want the answer?
So homeowners are spending over $3,000 a year.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back at this. Homeowner,
yes,
spends $3,000 a year for this service,
which is
pools.
Oh yeah, and every bit of that, if not more.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that you haven't dove deeper into recession resistant, because it's not words that we like.
No, and it's something that people might not think is recession resistant until, you know when?
A recession.
No, until you have a pool.
Right.
Then you're like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, I can do the little skimmer and the brush once in a while, but to actually clean it so that sucker doesn't break down.
So the fun fact is it has nothing to do with that. The investment into a pool during a recession is now a luxury. It's for your staycations and making sure the thing that you have in your backyard is well maintained and taken care of, because you can't go anywhere else because you're broke.
Well, and as somebody that tried to have a pool installed during COVID,
fun for you.
Yeah, that was not enjoyable at all, and lengthy and expensive. So, but this leads in great to who our guest is.
But you did pay people to come clean it.
Oh my gosh, yes I did.
There you go.
And would have carved out a kidney.
That fun fact. Done.
We have a guest joining us today. Guess what, folks? From a pool franchise.
Yay! Look, I'm getting so good with this.
Who knew? We have the COO of Poolwerx going to join us today, Blake Overduin. I'm looking forward to talking to Blake. If nothing else, you're going to love his accent. So there's that. For Danielle Wright, I'm Tim Parmeter. We're going to be back with Blake right after this on the Franchising 360 Show. Hey, we are back on the Franchising 360 Show. Tim Parmeter, along with Danielle Wright, sitting dangerously close to me,
Always
which can
so close.
Only mean one thing. We have a guest joining us today. So excited to chat with Blake Overduin, the COO of a franchise called Poolwerx. Blake, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Welcome to Crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go.
I know. And all the stuff we told you before we came on air about how easy this is.
It was a lie.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Total lies. And
Lights
so
are on, cameras are going. Now we're going to
we
really mess
have
it up.
all sorts of
Oh my
questions
gosh.
about Poolwerx today, but you've been in franchising a while. You know this is a people business.
Yep.
Give us a little story on Blake.
A little bit about me. I was the youngest franchise partner in Poolwerx. So I joined Poolwerx in 2004. I had finished school a little bit before that and was working in a government job. Yeah, that's exactly right. And realised really early on that I was looking for something better. And you know, I looked at a lot of franchise businesses back in Australia. Looked at a lot of franchise businesses and found that a little bit before that actually I'd signed off on a food business franchise and got all through due diligence, all of the stuff that needed to happen, and found out that the lease negotiation was going to increase by double as what it was. So I was like, how do I get out of this? And got out of that. And I had a friend of a friend that was selling franchises at that stage and said, hey, how about you look at this one, which was Poolwerx. And I always had affinity for swimming and sports and things like that. And I thought, this sounds pretty good. So went to a discovery day and signed up then and there. So
congratulations.
Which was at that age, it was a big step. I had 2 young kids and another one on the way. So it was very much a leap of faith, I guess, is where it is. Yeah, we haven't jumped straight in the deep end, all the puns. But, yes.
But 20 years later, here you are still not just in franchising, you're still with the same place.
Yeah, so I spent about 6 years as a franchisee within the business, and then we sold. Both myself and my wife were working in the business, and decided that we were at the end of our journey with the franchise, and sold, and went to the CEO at the stage, John, and said that we're looking to get out. Is there a chance of working within the corporate side, knowing that Poolwerx was looking at expanding into the US? And I spent a little bit of time here before. After I finished school, I spent some time in summer camps in the US. So I spent a bit of time over here, and we said, well, why not? We only live once. Let's see if we can jump on a bandwagon and get to the US and help Poolwerx grow over here, because we had a passion for the brand. So spent about 2 years. I spent about 2 years in Poolwerx looking at sites here in the US, and the timing just wasn't right. So I left Poolwerx for a period of time. I bought another franchise at that stage. I bought another franchise, then went and worked for 2 other franchise groups as COOs for those 2 groups, and then in 2017 got a call to come back to Poolwerx
come back
to
home,
say,
right?
yeah, that's exactly right, to say that the brand has now gone into the US and expanded, and would I like to come over here and help the journey. So
congratulations, you tried to get out, but
tried to get out, dragged back in.
Pulled you back in.
That is franchising.
Literally.
Right? Once you're in, you don't get. You may move around.
It's a pool pun, right? Like you jumped in the deep, you swam out the end, and then they pulled you back into
Exactly
it.
right.
Pulled you back in.
Yeah.
So I'm not the smartest person in the world. No, really. So Poolwerx
I was supposed to
probably
walk into
has
that.
something to do with pools, but give us a little overview. Kind of what are those services and who are those customers?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. So we're an aftermarket pool and spa service company. So we will do everything excluding put the pool in the ground. So retail, service, commercial, repairs, everything that goes along with it, your coping, all your remodel work on your pool, we'll do all of that outside of digging the hole and putting the pool in the ground, which is good. So we actually started as a hub and spoke model. So part of our secret sauce, I guess you would call it, is that we started a hub and spoke model. So basically we start from a mobile side of the business, build up, we put a retail store in the middle, and then we expand out from that side. So it's worked really well over the 30 years that Poolwerx has been in business for.
So how long have you been in the U.S. expanding the business model?
So I've been here since 2017. So the end of 2017, so 8 years we've been here. We started at basically one franchise when we came over. We're now at over 100 units.
Congratulations.
In the US. Yeah, thanks. So I was actually reading something on LinkedIn the other day that said 85% of franchises won't hit 100 units.
Right.
Yes.
So which was...
Yay!
Yes, that's exactly right. So there's
I just need to stay there.
Absolutely.
But that is the mark to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're officially like a grown up in franchising.
You're no longer in the emerging category.
Yeah.
Yay!
I agree with you guys 100%, because it's we're kind of, what we've had is we've had some significant changes in the business, but we've very much we've got 350 units in Australia, but to get to that 100 units here is a real milestone for us.
Especially being a new brand, relatively new to the States against any other type of competition. I'm sure you all hear that a lot. So to have that growth in such a short window too is amazing.
Yeah, and I think there's probably a challenge coming to the US. People think, geez, it's such a big market and you've got so much opportunity. No question, there's so much opportunity in coming to the US. The challenge is there's so many nuances in changing countries that you have to learn, and that is where the opportunity meets the challenge. And you have to really find how you sit and where your niche is to grow the business.
And it's not even the country here. You got 50 states that all could have slightly different,
or
just even the laws and the legislation, just from a pool standpoint, that you have to have the licensing restrictions, all of that. There's significant issues within each state, even down to each county and city.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So it's not just, hey, let me go in there and clean a pool.
Right.
Like it's wow. Oh, see, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Yay! Your turn.
Oh, my turn. So you talk about the hub and spoke. So for somebody coming on now as a franchise owner, how does that start? They're starting mobile, and then at what point are they kind of growing that retail location?
It's a good question. So we look at building a base underneath it. So it's kind of like a pyramid as you roll up. So you want to have that establishment underneath you to make sure that you have the finances to go into the retail store. So we look at them building up their mobile client base, and the key for our business is reoccurring revenue. So the weekly cleans and that side of the business is important for us because it keeps cash running through both the warmth and the cold, and particularly as we're in the likes of Minnesota and Denver and places like that, there's a significant shift in seasons. So it's important for us to do that. So we work at a level of getting up to a certain amount of cleans within the business so that they're now established, and then we look at a retail shop front to help grow the business. So we see anywhere from 100 to 150% increase once they go into retail from a sales standpoint, just by having that bricks and mortar at the front, which is exciting.
So in that retail, what are you doing in the retail?
So we bring people in, they come in, test the water. We will sell products over the counter, so pool chemicals, equipment, toys, all of that sort of
so outside of
So I can get a floaty.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get a floating. That's super fun for you. So cleaning pools, retail, what other services do you guys?
So repairs as well. So replacing pumps and filters and chlorinators, all of that sort of stuff that you do on that side. Also the remodel of the pools. So if a pool, sometimes you go to pools and they've got cracks in them and they need to be resurfaced, new tiles, new coping, things along the lines of that. So
there's like a construction element to it.
Yes, outside of putting a hole in the ground.
I'm not putting the dad burn thing in.
That's right.
Someone else is doing that.
You're not starting from scratch, but once it's...
But you had a bad install, so someone had to come fix it. They would come fix it.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Exactly.
Understood.
And it's a massive market. The remodel market is enormous.
Really?
Because every 7 to 10 years you need to resurface your pool on average.
So it's like a mattress. Like you got to go buy a new mattress so you should time it correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like all big expenditures.
Yes. So Blake, we got a bunch more questions for you, but hang with us after this. We'll be right back on the Franchising 360 show with Blake Overduin right after this. Hey, we're back on the Franchising 360 show. Tim Parmeter alongside Danielle Wright, and joining us from Poolwerx is their COO, Blake Overduin. Blake, you talked about some of some states earlier that can be, I think, maybe a little fearful for people thinking about pool as a franchise possibility. They're but there's these states up north
that
where
it's raining, snowy, nasty,
all of this
icky,
that this is
all the bad words.
Hugely seasonal business. How does that work in those pesky northern states?
Gosh, that's a great question. Honestly, when we first came here, it was let's not go to the snow belt. It is let's just focus purely on the sun belt. That is where the market is. That's where all the pools are. Surprisingly, New York has the 4th highest pool population in the US. Yeah. Incredible, incredible. So for us, it was okay. Well, how do we actually get into the northern states? So we've worked up into places like Minneapolis and Denver and things like that. And what we've found is they are really strong for us. The markets are really strong. Is that we are in the 7 or 8 months that a pool is open for in those states, we're generating about a third more income because they're looking for the pool professional. It's a real fragmented market up there. So just coming in there with a shirt on and a branded truck makes the world a difference.
But there's a premium on being able to use the pool in the north versus we live back and forth between Arizona and Florida. Like you can be in the pool all the time.
Yeah. It's a luxury versus a necessity in places like Arizona. So I think that when you look at the market like that and the demographic, there may be a lot less pools, but they're willing to spend more money on their pools than what.
And then there's the whole open close at the end of the seasons,
right? Absolutely, so, which generates another shot in the arm both at the start of the season and end of the season for our franchise partners. And the other part then is that we also then transition into spas or hot tubs. So that market, particularly like you look somewhere like Utah, where they have all of the ski fields and the like up there, there's thousands and thousands of hot tubs, so it's a huge market for us as well.
Wow. So so your role, you're the COO.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you do on the daily? Do you guys have corporate locations? Are you just franchise locations? What do you do every day?
Yeah, what the heck do you do every day?
Yeah, not a lot.
We normally have
your boss told us to ask you.
Of course, yes.
Cutting him a check, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever had someone that's responsible for operations on the show. So I'm a big fan of the success in a franchise is really based on how you deliver the actual business, and you're kind of responsible for that, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. So I manage our field team. So we have a franchise business consultants that sit within the team. I'm also responsible for our supply network. So our partners in profit, we've very much taken the McDonald's three-legged stool. Franchisees. Partners in profit and franchisor. So we work very strongly on that. So I manage that side of the business. And realistically, my job is about, I also manage our FD side, so friend development. So it's really about how we can work collectively together to grow the business appropriately. So, but the important part for me is that we manage our franchise network. And that my FBCs are managing the franchise network appropriately.
So when you're considering our viewers, I'm just sitting on my couch watching this on a Friday evening. What makes an ideal owner in this franchise?
Yeah, that's a good question too. So for me, it's I think any franchise that you go into, whether it's Poolwerx or any, it's 80% system and 20% people. And I think from our standpoint, we can lead you to water, we can't make you drink type thing. And it's like any franchise that you go into. So we're really looking for somebody that's enthusiastic, somebody that wants to grow an empire. We're not interested in a one-store model. We want somebody to be in 4, 5, 6 stores, doing $10 million or $15 million. That's ultimately the goal of where we want to get to with our franchise partners to help that way. There's a lot of businesses out there that will frown on that. For us, we encourage that, and that's something that we try to find in our.
So you don't need that owner out there all day, every day cleaning pools.
No, definitely not. That's by far and away.
Because that is a misconception sometimes for people.
Right? You're right, exactly. So we recommend that the franchise owner gets out there for the first 3 to 6 months, to learn the business and make sure that when
it's hard to be passionate about something that you don't know how it's
doing. And we don't want their staff to pull the wool over their eyes either. Which happens. I think in any business that happens. So what we want to do is them have an understanding of how the business works, and then we work into let's step back from the day-to-day runnings and how do we actually grow your business and drive that growth.
Yeah, because you can't grow the way you're looking to grow if you're out there cleaning the pools all day every day.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way that you can do it and what we find is some franchise partners will get stuck in that minutia, and it's like how does my support team then help them in driving them out of that minutia.
Go ahead.
Oh, because you mentioned franchise business coach, because we were talking about the support, and I don't know that this is something we've talked about really much, if at all. What the heck is a franchise business coach?
So basically, they're your personal coach. They're the person that's going to help you sit with you side by side in your business to help grow your business. So we have a real robust business planning program that we run within our business. So basically, and we've just finished the business planning now, and that will run for the next 12 months. So really, it's my guys' job to keep franchise partners accountable in regards to what their goals are. So, but if there's any problems, any issues, they're the first point of call. So let's say that they can't get equipment from one of the suppliers. Well, hey, franchise business coach, I need some help.
Yeah.
Can you help me out?
It's my phone a friend.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. To bounce ideas off, to
That's speed dial number one.
Yeah,
friend,
yeah.
right?
And what we found though is bringing it in that way, and how we've always done it is that they're there and they sit on that side. But what it does is prevent a bottleneck or because if I had 500 franchise partners calling me, you're going to get
not
nothing.
Enough hours in the
That's
day.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So having that layer that sits between to actually answer the questions that might not be as important as where they are is really helpful.
And to your point, it's taking it back to it's a people business. No matter what service you're providing, no matter where you sit, it's a human to human interaction, and I'm in it with you.
Right.
And it's irony. I was on the phone with someone the other day about they were looking at a franchise and they're like, "Would you?" I said, "The key to all of this is do they have the support?
Yeah.
If they don't have the support, you're doing it on your own. Then you should go do it on your own.
Yeah.
That's the difference in a franchise model."
And there's always questions on how much support ratio to franchise partners.
I'm not here to do it for you.
No, that's right, and it's really hard. So I don't think any franchise has found that it's a silver bullet as to what to what it is. So I think we sit from an FBC standpoint, it's about 1 to 15 franchisees, which is really high on the level of support that goes along. There's other businesses that's 1 to 200.
Right.
Yes.
So it's we're a little bit more complex than flipping a burger. It's not 30 seconds one side and away you go. We've got our retail side, we've got our remodel side, we also have our cleaning and service side, but then we also have our commercial side of the business as well. So there's 4 parts to our business, which makes it a little bit more complex.
Yeah.
But the support is there to help you through that, and that's why we have such a lower support ratio.
And I mean, coming as a franchise owner and had done that, you're the right person to help people through that process.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we have technical trainers that outside of our field support, we actually have a technical trainer that sits in the business. So anytime there's a question that goes, hey, I'm not sure what I need to do here, he's the person that does that and supports.
Now the barrier to entry.
Yes.
What does it take?
So it's 89,000 entry.
Okay.
That will get you we have a pool school, which is about 3 weeks. How long it takes. So will you learn everything about the pools in 3 weeks? No, that's not. You've got enough to be dangerous when you leave, but there's 200 SKUs just in just what you can sell. 200,000 SKUs of what you can sell. So it is. You're not going to learn everything. What you will have, you'll have enough to get out there and do the basics. But that's why you have the support team.
I was going to say that's why you've got the support for all of that.
100%. That's why you have it. So 89,000 to get in. That includes your franchise fee. That includes inventory, marketing, basically your whole turnkey operation to get started, excluding your vehicle. Other than that, you're ready to go.
Wow.
It's just that easy. So
it is. Yes.
Blake, hey, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us tonight about Poolwerx. It's been I always feel like I want to keep going.
But always.
And
then we don't have enough time, and then we do have too much time, and then here we sit.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate you coming
Pleasure.
in and chatting with us. Again, it's been Blake Overduin, COO of Poolwerx, here on the Franchising 360 Show. Thanks again for watching the Franchising 360 Show, brought to you by Fran Coach. Danielle and I hope these episodes continue to educate you on the franchise industry. In between our episodes, if you would like to learn more about franchising and the ways in which Fran Coach can help, there are a few places you should check out. First, be sure to listen to the award-winning Franchising 101 podcast. You can find this on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Next, check out the Fran Coach YouTube channel, Fran Coach for You. You can catch past episodes of the Franchising 360 Show, plus tons of other content. If you like to read, we encourage you to check out the book, Becoming a Franchise Owner. And finally, when you are ready to take that first personalized step and explore franchise industry further, please reach out to our amazing team at Fran Coach. There is never any fee for our service, so let us help you create your better tomorrow. Until next week, for Danielle Wright, I'm Tim Parmeter. Thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show.